Hello, Rowan Mithril here once again, and it's time for the last bit of Silent Hill Origins analysis. A lot of fans of the series seem to dislike Origins as they claim it creates plot holes and goes against established canon. The only trouble is, Silent Hill is honestly a series that provides more questions than solid answers. To be honest, Origins basically went right along with the theories I had already had in place, what I personally believed happened. It went against the theories of several others, however, theories that a lot of people tend to interpret as fact. In this video, I'll be covering some of the major theories out there. As a note, I'm not saying any of the following theories are right or wrong. It's all pretty much conjecture. I will try and back up why I believe the one I do, but as I said, it's all just theory, and until we get a solid, set in stone, this is what happened, theory is all anyone really has here. Now, the main area where there is a lot of disagreement is what exactly happened to cause Alessa to burn. Origins seems to show it as having been a ritual conducted by the Order and Dahlia herself. This pretty much is exactly what I thought happened. A lot of fans, however, disagree. They go more with what the police report states, that the fire was caused by an old boiler exploding. This, after all, is what the police report states, not only in Origins, but also in the original Silent Hill, as Harry finds the same police report. To back up the claim, they point to the various books and reports in the series talking about psychic phenomenon in adolescent girls. Their theory, thus, is that the ritual was not meant to burn her, that it was still perhaps a stressful ritual, but not meant to actually harm Alessa. The stress of the ritual, however, made her psychic powers kick in, and she accidentally made the boiler explode. There are, however, a few reasons why I don't particularly go with this theory. First off, Travis wasn't the only one to note that the report seemed to have been tampered with. Harry himself also stated that the report was altered, though he didn't read the crossed-out portion. He did, however, make another discovery at the police station. According to notes he found, at least some portion of the Silent Hill Police Department was more or less in the Order's pocket. As such, it's not that big a leap of logic to think that they would cover up the truth of the ritual. After all, if it gets out that they burned a little girl on purpose, the Order suddenly has a lot of questions to have to answer. If they make it look like it was a tragic accident instead, then the heat is off of them and they don't have to worry about the public getting too nosy. Evidence from both Silent Hill 1 and 3 also compel me to believe the burning was indeed intentional. In Silent Hill 1, I can't say that Dahlia seemed particularly caring of Alessa. She wanted to bring about the birth of God, and didn't really care what she had to do or who she had to sacrifice to do it. She shows no care for healing Alessa. All she cares about is reuniting her soul to resume the ritual and birth God. As she and other members of the Order surround Alessa's hospital bed, they care only about the dormant seed. No care is shown for Alessa herself whatsoever. This, of course, is merely observation of character behavior. As far as actual documentation goes, I'd point to Harry's notebook from Silent Hill 3, in which he states, in no uncertain terms, that Dahlia burned her own daughter as a sacrifice to God. Another bone of contention seems to be Alessa's motives. A lot of fans want to paint Alessa as the innocent victim that wouldn't ever seek revenge for what happened to her. Here, I do tend to think it's rather telling with the selection of people found in the town. After all, we're not seeing a city full of helpless innocent victims trying to escape. There are basically three classes of people that are seen in the town. First, there are those that are just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Key examples here would be Travis and Sybil. Essentially, they seem to just get in because they were sort of in a sphere of influence. Travis basically just got too close to Alessa's astral projection, and Sybil seemed to do the same, plus being as close to Cheryl as she had been. It makes it all the more notable that there doesn't seem to be anyone else in the town. The next set are characters that are too close to the situation. This would include Lisa, as she was in Origins, and Harry Mason. Neither is particularly responsible for Alessa's situation, but they are too closely connected to her, Lisa being her caretaker, and Harry bringing Cheryl to town. But aside from these examples, who's left? Dahlia, Kaufman, and in the case of Origins, a handful of Cloaked Order members, all people directly responsible for Alessa's situation. It seems perhaps a bit too coincidental, but it does leave the mystery of what happened to everybody else in the town. This, in and of itself, is truly one of the greatest mysteries of the series. Did they evacuate? Were they simply unprepared victims of the town's transformation? Or does the town have yet another dimension, one we've never seen, where it is still a bustling resort town? Henry in Silent Hill 4 spoke of visiting the town and taking photos, and he made it sound as if he had done so rather recently. We know Henry doesn't have much mental baggage, if any. It wasn't his fault, after all, that he got pulled into the events of Silent Hill 4. He had no deep, dark secrets. He just rented the wrong apartment. So if he visited Silent Hill itself, what would he see? Would he just see an abandoned town, but without the extra weirdness visitors like James are treated to? This, for example, seemed to be the case for Laura. But then, she went to Silent Hill with a specific goal in mind. She wanted to find Mary. She had no other desire, and if she wanted any hope of finding Mary, she would have had to have been in one of the stranger dimensions, where such a meeting with the dead could even be feasibly possible. Henry, however, specifically went there with a vacation and sightseeing in mind. Could he have thus seen another side of the town? It's pretty interesting to think about. This is one of the most interesting things about the series to me, the fact that it leaves a good bit of room for interpretation. It's interesting to hear and explore different theories about things, and it's one reason I like doing these analysis videos. It's interesting to read comments and see if others have different ideas and interpretations. It's an interesting series to have such discussions on. But for now, that's the end of the Origins analysis vids. Next time we'll be getting back to the game stuff, discussing the various accolades of the game. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.